Say, for example, hillside ruin. Hillside ruin has been forever by same individuals. I mean, the same individuals are always involved in this. The word is that the hillside ruin was a late Pueblo. And that, how did this go? The reason it doesn't have masonry, a masonry mound is because it was stone robbed by people in Pueblo Bonito, which is an early Pueblo. So now we have time travel. The people in Bonito were time traveling into the future and robbing hillside ruin of rubble.
You know, I'd like to hear, John, from your so many years working here and seeing things in such new ways. I mean, what, if you were, you know, had unlimited funding and resources and so forth, what project would you start?
Oh,
Chaco,
man.
or Chaco World?
Boy, that's a good question. Where to start in this business? Well, I guess, God, that's a hard question to answer. I'm not one to suggest excavation, because I don't, although, you know, if I was doing, I am curious as all get out to see what's in the Great Kiva at Aztec East. I mean, to see, and Great Kivas are notoriously screwed up in excavations, because the archaeologists spend all their time taking out the post-occupational fill, and by the time they get to the floor, they've run out of funding. And so we have all these half-dug Great Kivas, and so, I don't know, I'd want to do something like that. But I don't know, with the LiDAR business, it's a whole new ballgame, and we can see things that, you know, 5 years ago couldn't really work with it. Now we can work with it, and I'd say, wow. I mean, personally, I think that the canyon should be resurveyed by people who know something. We didn't know anything. Almost none of the people on the crew knew a thing. We were just temporary Park Service workers. We could have been doing anything. We could have been emptying trash cans, you know. So, yeah, that's where I lean. I lean toward the imagery acquisition and mapping, surface mapping. But really, I think the most bang for your buck, if you could still get information from the Navajo, that's where you're gonna. I mean, this story has been told. This place is not prehistoric in that sense. These stories exist, and they still exist, but they're not going to exist forever. And so Rob's working on that. And my take on that was I hired Hatathwe to work with us, and cultural specialists, and man, it was. In some ways, it was very productive, but it cost a lot. And it cost me a lot. I mean, I used to have hair, you know. It's like, holy mackerel, God, this is but it's out there. It's available. It can be available. So that's what we need to be doing. We need to be doing linguistics. Linguistics would be a tremendous contribution. When the historic preservation legislation came down, they required mitigation of effect for archaeological resources. They left out everybody else. So basically, you know, you're using federal money to dig up sites, but we're not putting any money to use in understanding anything. So linguists, anthropologists, you know, all the other historians. You know, historians never got a dime out of much of that. And so we have this culture of archaeologists now, and it's not a very smart culture for the most part. I mean, it's like the circus, you know. one year you're an acrobat, and the next year you're a clown. And the chances are, I mean, after a while, we get some really great people in the contract business. There's no doubt about that the contract business has contributed greatly to what we know. And in fact, you know, technically speaking, the contract business should have steamrolled the academic, but for some reason it hasn't. And I can't explain that. Because, you know, usually contractors are more practical than your academics. And, you know, if you go out there and say, the sky is, you know, chartreuse or whatever, they're liable to say, no, it's not, it's blue. But for some reason, the academic world has been really resilient to any practical inroads into their story. And yeah, I'm going to get myself in real trouble here. But the beauty of it is that I don't care. I mean, I'm retired from the Navajo tribe, for goodness sake. So, anyway, any thoughts?
I had one. It hurt. I quit.
Yeah.